You're not stuck because you lack wings. You're stuck because you dropped anchor in the wrong place. But here's the question. Why do we confuse stillness with safety? Why do we mistake comfort for freedom? Because anchors often look like security, and sails often look like risk. Think about this. How many people are trapped by anchors they don't even see? The job that pays enough to survive, but empties them every single day. The relationship that keeps them from being lonely, but starves their soul. The expectations of parents, culture, or society, telling them who they must be, while suffocating who they really are. Anchors rarely announce themselves as traps. They disguise themselves as loyalty, as stability, as the responsible choice. But under the disguise, they are chains. And here's the paradox. Anchors aren't the enemy. Anchors keep ships safe during storms. But the same anchor that protects you will destroy you if you never lift it. So why do we cling to anchors? Why do we settle for comfort over growth? Because the brain loves safety more than freedom. Your amygdalu, the fear center of your brain, reacts to change as if it were danger. It doesn't care if a new job could make you happier. It doesn't care if the new city could make you thrive. It only cares that change feels uncertain. Uncertainty to the brain equals risk, and risk equals danger. That's why comfort zones feel cozy, but deadly. They're not safe havens, they're padded prisons. They whisper, stay here, you'll be fine. But fine is not alive. Fine is not growth. Fine is not freedom. Let me tell you about two people. The first stayed 10 years in a career they hated. Every morning felt like betrayal. Every paycheck like a bribe to keep quiet. They told themselves they were being responsible. But their anchor wasn't responsibility, it was fear. Fear of judgment. Fear of failure. Fear of starting over. The second stayed in a relationship long after love was gone. They told themselves, at least I'm not alone. But their anchor wasn't love. It was loneliness dressed as loyalty. Both of them had sails ready, skills, passions, opportunities the wind was blowing, waiting. But the anchors kept them chained to harbors that no longer served them. And here's the brutal truth. Comfort without growth is not comfort, it is corrosion. But here's the shift. The sail is always waiting. Every restless thought, every daydream about something more, every late night whisper in your chest that says, this isn't it. That's your sail. The wind has always been there. The world is full of possibility, full of momentum. The problem isn't the wind. The problem is the anchor. And here's the aha moment. You don't need more strength to move forward. You just need fewer weights holding you down. So let's make this real. Grab a pen and paper. Write down 3 anchors in your life. The job that keeps you secure but stagnant. The habit that feels safe but drains your potential. The relationship, the mindset, or even the fear that keeps you tied to the wrong harbor. Now, under each anchor, write the sail that's been waiting. If the job is the anchor, maybe the sail is the skill you've been ignoring, the side project you've been postponing. If the relationship is the anchor, maybe the sail is the courage to walk alone until you find love that grows you. If the habit is the anchor, maybe the sail is the discipline to replace it with something that builds you. And if this exercise feels uncomfortable, good. Growth never comes wrapped in comfort. And if you find yourself nodding right now, subscribe to this channel. Because here, we cut anchors together. Here's the dangerous part. Anchors don't just hold you back. They sink you. The longer you stay tied to the wrong job, the more your spirit withers. The longer you stay tied to the wrong relationship, the smaller you become. The longer you stay tied to the wrong identity, the more you forget who you really are. Some people polish their anchors. They decorate them with status, money, or excuses. They convince themselves the cage is a castle. But no matter how shiny the anchor looks, it still sinks you. Cutting the rope is terrifying because the moment you lift the anchor, the sea is uncertain. The sail doesn't guarantee calm waters, but it guarantees movement. And here's what you learn once you sail. Fear shrinks with every mile. The thing that once felt impossible becomes normal. The storm that once looked deadly becomes navigable. The risk that once felt overwhelming becomes the path to growth. And that's when you realize You were never stuck because you lacked ability. You were stuck because you chose the wrong harbor. So let me ask you this. What anchor have you been calling safety? The habit you justify as just who I am? The job you convince yourself is practical? The relationship you tell yourself is better than nothing? Drop it in the comments below. Because when you name the anchor, you weaken it. And when you share it, you remind someone else that they're not alone in their stuckness. Remember, the wind is always blowing. The sail is always waiting. The only question is, will you cut the rope? If this message stirred something in you, subscribe, hit the bell, and share this video with someone who's been drifting in silence. Because sometimes all they need is a reminder that they were never broken, only anchored, and their sail has been waiting all along.